As I've been reviewing a lot of old legendary creatures as part of my ranking every legendary creature series, which if you haven't checked out, why not? I make shorts every day. Go take a look. I was reminded at how bad some of these creatures were back in the day. I mean, these are really bad, like 5 mana 4/5s, or just any high cost creature with like a 2/2 stat line and some random mediocre ability. Personally, I started playing back in Return to Ravnica, so I never got to use any of these terrible creatures from back in the day. But looking at these, it really got me thinking, why were there so many bad creatures back in the day? This made me think back to one time Richard Garfield, inventor of MTG, was asked on Reddit how Magic was intended to be played. And his response was, Magic was intended to be hugely varied, with lots of different avenues for play, which changed over time. It was not meant to be simply creatures forever. There has been conflict between this view and reality for a long time. Cards that destroyed mana or forced discard were hated, but I wanted them to be part of the environment. I wanted cards people loved and hated rather than cards people thought were alright. This doesn't necessarily play well with a constructed tournament environment. You can, however, often get the great variation I like with draft or cube environments. I love that he specified land destruction, which makes sense. Armageddon was in alpha. But I wanted to hone in on how he said it was not meant to be simply creatures forever. And you can see this in early design. Creatures were not all of your deck's utility. Yes, they put power on board, but for the most part, that's all they did. If you wanted removal or card draw, you needed to play spells. Nowadays, 90% of the power of your deck comes from creatures. Creatures are removal and card draw and anything else you could possibly want. Why would I ever cast an instant or sorcery when a creature can do that effect, but also put power on the board, with the potential to blink for more value later? Oops, why'd I put a blink spell on screen when I could play a creature one? Obviously, I'm exaggerating a little bit here. There are plenty of powerful spells which are worth playing. The game is not so imbalanced, but I feel like the power level of creatures has only increased, and spells just haven't gotten the same level of power creep. I know Mark Rosewater has talked about why this is in his many design philosophy articles, but I really wish that we went back to weaker creatures and stronger spells. Like, when was the last time someone cast a pump spell in an eternal format? Outside of infect decks, basically never. Because why spend 1 mana to pump up your creature when a 1 mana, or in some cases 0, creature will get you permanent value on board? And they could totally do it too. Standard rotates. There's no need for power creep, but Wizards has other ideas, short-term profits and all. They laid off like 1,100 employees on the D&D team right before the holidays. Man, that Circuit City analogy I made in my Universes Beyond video gets more and more accurate every month. That's another rant for another video though. But let me know what you think about the design direction for creatures. Do you think we should go back to weaker creatures? And I don't mean 7 mana vanilla creatures. I mean something that doesn't have a novel on it, and put more power into other spells, forcing players to have a more synergistic mix of creatures, instants, sorceries, enchantments, artifacts, etc. I think it would be a lot of fun and really interesting. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.